How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review on this beautiful 2016 Chevy Corvette Z06. So just to tell you guys a little bit about the car, like I said, it's a 2016, and what's special about this car is that it actually has the Z07 package, which includes some like carbon fiber parts, the ground effects package, and the clear wicker bill on the spoiler. I'll talk a little bit more about what the Z07 package includes later on in the video. But without further ado, let's get into the review. Like I said, this is a 2016. It has a little bit over 10,000 miles on it. And what's great about the C7s is that with the new C8s coming out, these things are going to go down. So, I mean, if you don't really care about the C8, you don't really care about the mid-engine car, you like the front-engine C7, then it's definitely a good time to buy, especially when the new ones actually come out. I feel like these C7s will go down a lot more. One thing that I love about this car are the tires, actually. So they do come stock with 335 wide tires, but this owner actually put 345s on there. And not sure how well you can see that with like the sun and stuff, but that is insanely wide right there. So I mean, also with the Z07 package, you do get carbon ceramic brakes, as you can see right there. So I mean, this car really is like the best bang for your buck, in my opinion. And you do have 275s up front, and obviously carbon ceramic brakes as well. So with the Z07 package, like I was saying, it does add like the aerodynamic parts. That includes like this front splitter here, the wicker bill in the back, and some other things. I mean, honestly, it just makes it look a whole lot better and performs a little bit better with the brakes and tires. Then I love the way these daytime running lights look when you're coming down the road. It just has that really sinister look, especially with the black color option. But it does have LED lights as well. And what's cool about this is it also has a front camera, which honestly I've never used it. I don't even know how to use it, but it's there if you do need it. Also, these side skirts look insane on the Z06. Let's go ahead and hop inside the car and talk about some of the features on the inside. So the first thing you're going to notice is that the handle is not an actual handle, it's actually electronic. So what you want to do, it's not like a touch thing, you actually have to like put some force onto it. So basically what you do, I just use like 2 fingers right here. You basically just want to like pull on it a little bit, and then it'll open just like that. So stepping inside the Z06, it's very low to the ground, it's very cramped. But once you're inside, it's awesome. Go ahead and close the door here. All right, let's go ahead and get started with this review. So, first thing about the Z06 is that, like I already said, it's very cramped inside of here. On the inside, it looks huge. It takes up a lot of space. It has a whole bunch of road presence, so everyone knows you're coming up. You see those like daytime running lights on the front, and there's tail lights that look like wings, so everyone knows you're coming up. You have a huge road presence on the road. So yeah, I mean, inside it's actually pretty comfortable for the first like half hour. After that, it's pretty bad. If you guys haven't seen my first impressions video of this car whenever I went to pick it up and drive it back, you definitely want to go check that video out, because it was about a 3-hour drive and my back was killing me in this car. You got your standard door unlock and lock, and then you can set your like memory seat controls here. And your window controls, they actually are auto up and down. I know in the Challenger they're only auto down for some reason. I don't know why they didn't just make it up and down. Then right here is your door control release. Like I said, it's not an actual handle, just like on the outside. It's also electronic, so you actually have to hold the button in and push it out. If you only press it, it'll unlock, but it won't fully like open. So this is what happens if you just press it. The window just comes down and that's it. You won't be able to unlock it. Hold it open, then you can open it. And this lever right down here actually is like a manual door handle. So if your battery dies or you can't like use the electronic control for some reason, you just pull this lever and your door will open. And right down here you have your trunk release, and I'm gonna go over to the back of the trunk, show you guys what that looks like in a minute. Then down here, I believe that's your parking sensors, maybe. I'm actually not too sure. Then right here you have your side mirror controls, obviously left, right. This is how you move them. So it's pretty standard. And right here you have your heads-up display control. I'll show you guys what that looks like whenever I start up the car. info, and then brightness. On the left side here, obviously you got your turn signals and light controls, and on the other side are your wipers. So on the steering wheel, your standard cruise control and like voice controls on the right side. And what I really like about this one is the carbon fiber piece on the bottom of the steering wheel, and also like the flat bottom steering wheel. I believe they introduced that in 2016, so this was the first car to have the flat bottom. Might be wrong about that, but I'm not sure. So going up to the screen, most of you know like the little trick you can do. Not really a trick, but it's a cool feature. With the screen, it goes down, you can hide some stuff back there. So that's really convenient, I think. And then here you have your volume and your like on and off switch for music. Obviously start stop button for the car. And then here you have your hazards. And then your infotainment system, I'll go over that in more detail whenever I start up the car. And then your climate control is right here. I'll also go over that a little bit more later. And then of course you have your Z06 badge right there. It tells you 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. Your gear shifter, it says 8-speed right there. It is an automatic. To be honest, I'm kind of not a fan of how this gear shifter works. I kind of wish, like, to put it in manual, you put it all the way down. I wish you could like put it to the side. I feel like that's a bit easier, and you can't get messed up like by accidentally putting it in neutral, maybe if you push it up too far. But I don't know, that's just me. Then right here to the right of that, you have your cigarette lighter thingy that most people probably won't even use because there's a USB port inside the screen and in this little compartment right here, which I will show you right now. You have two USBs right there and another cigarette lighter right there. And then a little bit of storage space right here, but it's really not much at all. Right here you got your driving mode selector and your traction control on off, and then your parking brake right here. Then you got some like cup holders that kind of don't really serve a purpose. But yeah, that's basically it for the driver's side. Of course you got your side mirrors, and what's cool about this car is it actually has the transparent roof option, which I didn't think I would like at first, but actually driving with it, it's awesome. Like, the reason I thought I wouldn't like it is because I thought the sun would just be shining straight on me the whole time, but it's actually tinted, so it doesn't allow too much sun to come inside. And right here you have your garage control options if you want to program those. And you got like an Alcantara visor with a mirror right there. Same thing on the passenger side. So basically on the passenger side, everything is the same on the door, except the passenger has their own climate controls, so they can adjust their temperature and heated and ventilated seats right there, instead of having to do it in the center console right here, which is pretty cool. But I mean, they have buttons for those right here anyways, so I don't know why they have them in two places. Doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like it would just be a bit easier to have everything right here and just keep that side a little bit more clean. So let's go ahead and check out the trunk right now. Also wanted to mention that in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating what the different exhaust modes sound like. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to keep watching. So like I said, the trunk release button right down here. And to my knowledge, there actually is no way to open the trunk from the actual trunk. You can only open it from that button right there and the button on the key fob. It is pretty easy to open. As you can see, I have all my camera gear in here. There is quite a bit of storage space, but not really anything to keep the stuff from sliding around. And then the removable hardtop fits right into here. I'm going to show you guys how to remove that thing here soon also. And then, like I was saying with the Z07 package, you do get this clear wicker bill that attaches to the little wing on the back here. I believe that is only for the Z07 package. And then of course you got your clear taillights. Those only come on the Z06. That's how you know it is a Z06, because of the clear taillights. And then you got your quad tip exhaust right there, which I think looks amazing. It sounds amazing too, and you guys are gonna hear what it sounds like here soon. One thing about the trunk is that when you close it, if you just let it go, you kind of have to like press it down for it to fully close, unless one of the doors are open. So let me show you guys that again. As you saw, both doors were closed and I had to push it down. So let's leave one of the doors open this time, and I'll show you guys that it will close on its own without me having to press it down. So here we go. And it's completely closed. So that's kind of a weird little thing. I guess maybe if both doors are closed, there's too much air pressure inside, so it won't close on its own maybe. I'm not really sure. But like I said, later on in this video, I am gonna be showing you guys the different exhaust modes and actually like demonstrating what they sound like. But first, let's go ahead and start up the car, and it is in track mode right now, so you hear what that sounds like on a startup. Insane, even stock exhaust. Never gets old. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the features on the inside. So right there, you do have your standard touring gauge cluster layout. And like I said, right here is how you switch the drive modes. So left will go to eco and wet. So I'll turn the dial left right here. As you see, it switches to eco, then another time switches to weather mode. Whenever you start up the car, it automatically defaults to touring mode. Then we'll go right for sport, and then another time for track. Then you can see the RPMs will come up right here. You have your speed right there. A lot of people like this gauge layout. I mean, I just think it looks really cool. And in order to set up launch control, you actually have to be in track mode, which I am right now, and then push the center button twice, and 2 lights are gonna show up. So I'll do that right now. 1, 2. You can see those 2 lights came up, and it says performance traction, active handling on, and you can switch between these different tractions. So wet, dry, sport 1, sport 2, and race. And then once you pick which traction you want, all you do, it's like a regular old launch control. Left foot on the brake all the way down, right foot on the gas. You push it to 100% really quick, and then it'll hold the RPMs at about 2,000. Then you just let off the brake and go. One thing that I've noticed about the drive modes is that it is pretty laggy. So by the time I like push this right, you'll see it takes some time to actually adjust. So I'll do it right now. It takes a while for the screen to actually come up, but there it is. So let me show you guys what the RPM gauge actually looks like. So as you can see, it's going up a little bit right there, and you can kind of hear the supercharger whine too from the inside here. Definitely not as much as a Hellcat, but it's still there. So let's go ahead and put it back in touring. And like I said, I will be demonstrating the different drive modes and exhaust modes, show you guys what they actually sound like. Moving on to the screen, what I've noticed about this is that it is pretty laggy. I'm used to the Uconnect system in Dodge. So let's go ahead and click on the settings, show you guys what they have up there. So these are the settings. Driving mode, that's where you go to actually like set up what sound you want the exhaust to make. If you have it in auto mode, it'll automatically change the exhaust to match the driving mode that you're in, which I think it's pretty cool, but I would rather just be in track the whole time. As you can see right there, you got stealth, tour, sport, and track. Obviously stealth is quiet, track is loud. Let's see what stealth sounds like right here. Yeah, can't hear it at all. Tour, didn't change much. Sport, made it louder. Yeah, so basically stealth and tour are the same, and sport and track are the same as well. So whenever I show you guys those exhaust clips, I'm just gonna use stealth and track and show you guys the difference between those. Show you some exhaust clips. Then steering, same thing, auto, tour, sport, track. Track obviously is going to be pretty stiff. Then language, valet mode. Let's see what vehicle is. So climate and air quality. Auto, fan speed. I like being able to control everything by myself, not being in auto. Then one thing about this car, it does have remote start. So all you do to do that is lock it and then hold down the remote start button right here. Then if you decide you want to turn the car off, you can also hold down the start button again, it'll just shut off, which is pretty useful. So moving on, let's see what lighting is. So you got your vehicle locator lights, exit lighting. You can decide how many seconds you want it to be on. Power door locks. You got your different options right there. I mean, it pretty much just has your standard settings, except for the different drive and exhaust modes. So I'm not going to go into too much detail with that. So then your audio, phone, you can set up that, and navigation. It kind of looks like an old Garmin GPS, but you just put your destination in right here. You can do your address, intersection, POI, contacts, or recent. So that's your navigation right there, which is useful. It does work. You got your PDR right there, and with that you can basically record, like if you're driving on a track, you can record yourself and it'll overlay a bunch of information like your speed and different cool things like that. You got your second page, which you got your texting, OnStar camera, traffic. I mean, that's basically it for the infotainment system. Obviously you got all your standard settings, and then with the addition of the different drive modes and exhaust modes, so everything's pretty standard on here. And you also got your PDR, which is pretty cool for this. And like I said, that's your volume adjuster right there, and to turn your music on and off. And then for the climate controls, this is your temperature setting. You just move that and it'll make it hot or cold. Then your fan speed right here, all standard stuff. And if you want it to be on auto, that's the control right there. AC is on. And then this is where you control where you want it to go. Defrost, sync, that's if you want the passenger and driver side to be the same. Then you got your ventilated seats and heated seats, same thing on that side. And then, as I was saying, you do have the same controls for the passenger over on that side. So your passenger actually has two places to control their climate controls, so which is pretty cool. And then for the heads-up display, it is right there. As you can see, it shows your speed and the gear that you're in, and if you're in manual mode, it'll actually show you the gear that you're in. So right here is how you adjust that, so you can move it up or down. I'll show you guys what that looks like right here. So down, it just moves down like that, and up, you can just select it whichever place you want it right there. And then in order to take the roof off, these visors have to go down, and you undo these hooks or clamps or whatever you want to call them right here. There's two, one on the passenger's and one on the driver's side. And then this little latch right here is a little bit more complicated, but all you do is push this lever up and then pull that down, and that'll unlatch it. So the one in the back is a little bit more complicated just for safety reasons, I guess, which is understandable. You have to keep the roof on if you want it to be on. It can't just be flying off. But it is pretty simple to take off, and then like I said, it does fit in the back right there pretty perfectly. So now let's go ahead and show you guys what the different exhaust modes sound like. So once again, to get to your exhaust controls, go to settings, and then it should just be under driving mode right there and engine sound management. So what I'm going to demonstrate is stealth mode and track mode. Like I said, stealth and tour are pretty much the same, and sport and track are also pretty much the same. So we'll go ahead and put it in stealth. I'll rev it up a little bit and then drive around a little bit in this parking garage. Then I'm going to come back, put it in track, rev it up, and drive around a little bit so you guys can see what that sounds like and how different it is. So I hope you enjoyed that review of this 2016 Chevy Corvette Z06 with the Z07 package. Like I said, I am going to be filming some more videos with this car. At least my reveal video and my first impressions video. So if you haven't seen those videos, make sure to go check them out on my channel. In my first impressions video, I actually gave it 100% throttle and showed you guys my response for the first time ever doing that. It was like a freaking rocket ship. It was amazing. But like I said, I have a few more videos planned with this car. I'm gonna do 5 things I love, 5 things I hate, and then one video is gonna be explaining everything that you should expect if you are planning to buy a Z06 like this, specifically the C7. If you guys have any video suggestions of videos you guys would like to see, any kind of car videos, Z06 or Challenger videos, make sure to drop those down in the comments. And that's gonna pretty much do it for this video. So if you guys liked this video or found it entertaining, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.